Let's go back to the bear. You want it to move, so you want to give it a poke. It might move the way you want it to. It might not, right? It might move away from you. It might attack you. Bears are unpredictable, just like the VA. What we can't control is how the bear/VA is going to move. We have absolutely no control over that. This is why this don't poke the bear analogy works well, because even if this is something you're dead set on and you want to poke them, you have absolutely no idea what the bear's going to do, how they're going to respond, what they're going to do to your rating. There's so many unknowns. So really, at the end of the day, you could ask this question and you'll read a lot about poking the bear, but it's really up to you and how much risk you're comfortable with. Again, for me, I'm not comfortable with poking bears at all. It's not even on my risk factor. I have 0% tolerance when it comes to poking bears. I'm just not going to do it. Now, in real life, leaving my analogy here, if I encounter a bear, I'll do what I have to do, but I have bear bells on. I go with my dog. When I'm out in bear country, and it does happen, I'm making a lot of noise, and I know how bears are out in the wild. They usually don't want to mess with people, but I'm definitely not going to set myself up to walk on top of a sleeping bear. I'm going to be making so much noise, and I'm going to have my dog with me. The bear's going to wake up before I get there. So that's just me. For you, you may feel comfortable being sneaky in the forest. You have military training. You know how to get around quietly. You may be comfortable, sneaking up and stepping onto and over a bear because you're stealthy. That's just not me. Let me throw an example on the screen here and, give you my thoughts on, is this poking the bear? VA found no service connection for a condition that I claimed long ago. We're all in that boat, right? PACT Act made the condition presumptive, so I filed a supplemental claim. Exactly the way you're supposed to do it. VA approved it and calculated back pay based on my intent to file date, right? So this claim was one of the PACT Act presumptives. Let's just call it allergic rhinitis for simplification purposes. Filed this thing in 2010 and got denied. And then the PACT Act's been around for a little under a year now. I think it was August of 2022. Filed a PACT Act claim for allergic rhinitis and won that and got a little bit of back pay. And the intent to file date was recently, right? It was sometime after the PACT Act became law. So somewhere between August 2022 and now, put in an intent to file the claim, and he won it. I don't know what he got out of it, but let's say it's 10%, so it's an extra $600. So he's like, that's cool, I finally won it, but I want this to go back to 1991. So in this particular situation, there is no back pay. It will not go back to 1991. It's the only circumstance I'm aware of where there's even back pay available for you to get if you win it. In this situation with the PACT Act, allergic rhinitis, there is no back pay. So moving on here, I need to file a higher level review to get VA to correct the date for back pay, but sure don't want to poke the bear. Don't do it. Don't file a higher level review for back pay you're never going to get. You're literally poking the bear for fun here. I know you don't think it's for fun, but it's a futile effort here. There is no back pay. So you're just poking the bear for absolutely no reason. Will filing a higher level review allow VA to reopen the entire supplemental claim, review the C&P exam report, other medical evidence, etc., and reduce your combined rating? Or will VA's action on the higher level review be limited to the admin question of how back pay should be calculated? So this is the big question. And again, we're talking about poking the bear. Bears are unpredictable. Should the VA go in and reevaluate your entire claim? No. Should they just go look at the higher level review and say, oh, there's a problem with the back pay, or, you think there's a problem with the back pay, What they should do is say, yeah, there's no back pay. That's what they should do. What they do more often than not is go in and reevaluate everything because you just invited them into your claim to roam around. Okay, well, you're focused on this back pay here, but we see this PTSD rating that's not protected for 20 years, and we see that you haven't been going to the doctor for it in the last 6 years. So you must not have PTSD anymore, so we're just going to remove that rating altogether. If you have a 70% rating for PTSD and they knock it to 0, that's going to sting. So what should happen, what does happen, and I'm not saying this happens all the time, I'm just saying the VA is unpredictable, just like bears are, because we have no idea what they're going to do. If there's no back pay and you're going to challenge an effective date for back pay that doesn't exist, I would say that's a perfect example of poking the bear for absolutely no reason. Risk versus reward, right? 100% risk, 0 reward. It's silly to do something like that. So this is my 2 cents on poking the bear. It's up to you. It's up to all of us to figure out how much we want to risk, what is the risk versus reward ratio, and what we want to do. I told you where I sit on the whole thing with risk versus reward and laying my 100% permanent total rating on the line. That's where I sit because I see a lot more than probably you guys see. I have the YouTube channel and I get a lot of comments, a lot of contacts. People in my boot camp tell me that they're getting reduced. 85-year-old veterans getting reduced out of 100% permanent total ratings that they've had for 15 years. Reduced. It happens. I see it so much that I'm just not going to make it easy for them. But this is up to you. It's your world, squirrel. If you want to go get that nut, go get that nut. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video. Let me jump in here real quick and tell you about my boot camp. If you want to learn more about the VA claims process, check out my boot camp. You can talk to me live. There's a link on the website and in the description, combatcraig.com. And also, if you need medical evidence like a nexus or documenting your symptoms properly, go to our website, combatcraig.com, and it says medteam/nexus letters. Click on that link, fill out the form. Boom, you're done.